How in the world can you know for months, as it was reported, that the Jets, during his rehab, while Aaron Rodgers was rehabbing, Aaron clearly communicated to the Jets, hey, I'm doing this during this period, which equates to minicamp. I'm not going to be there. Now, there are subsets of this conversation like, well, did the Jets push back at all? I know they didn't. Should the Jets have pushed back a little bit? Maybe. And let's face it, we're all waiting for Aaron Rodgers to actually do something for the New York Jets. I mean, let's face it, he brought a resume that's legendary. He's done nothing for the New York Jets. Nothing. So the equity that he had built up in Green Bay, I don't know that it's quite as transferable as it is here. Seemingly transferable. But anyway, I'm not even going to go nuts on that yet. The Jets knew about this, and yet Robert Saleh, who, Sal, who is off today and back tomorrow, Sal always says he's without a doubt the worst coach in the NFL. I actually try to find if there's two or three worse. Trust me, he's at the bottom. We know that. But I try to be fair to Robert Saleh. Is he literally the worst? Well, he might be, and that's one thing that me and Sal kick around. But one thing that I think is inarguable at this point, nobody is worse at the podium than Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh is a train wreck when it comes to talking to you, the fan. He's awful. Mixed messages. He talks too much. I don't understand this, and this really bothers me. I understand there's certain things we might overreact to. This is not one of them. Don't tell me that I'm making too big of a deal out of this. I'm not. Because the Jets have one season to get this right. It's minicamp. The quarterback who didn't do anything a year ago and has done nothing for the team that he's currently getting a check from, a massive one, by the way, is Lord knows where during minicamp. It's kind of a bonding period. I don't think that's overstating it. Is it imperative that he's here? All right, maybe that's a bit of a stretch. Would you like him to be here? Yeah, I kind of would. And I guarantee that the Jets, if they were honest with you and us, they would say the same thing. But all they do is kiss his behind, so they say nothing. No, we're fine with Aaron not being here. What team wouldn't be fine that is coming off a train wreck of a season, or would be fine, that's coming off that train wreck of a season where you have multiple jobs on the line? What team would be fine with a quarterback? We're not even sure if he can fully run yet. Would be fine with him not showing up the first two, not the first day, the entire minicamp. I don't know. That's a little too lenient for me. Hoff, do me a favor, Hoff. I know you're on the phone. Zoo, you're Hoff to handle your biz. Zoo, ask me that. Because my biggest gripe is the way Saleh did not handle the press conference yesterday. This could have been diffused. I do think on some level, to be fair to everybody, it's been a little hijacked, and even I could admit, like, it's spun a little too wildly out of control. It's not week one. I do get that, all right? But think about how innocuous and benign of a story this would have been if he just answered the first questions like this. So, Zoo asked me, hey, where is Aaron Rodgers?
Hey, BT, where's Rodgers been? He's not here at minicamp the first day.
Yeah, good to see you again, Rich. This is something that's been planned for a while. Aaron clearly communicated to us that he will not be here. We are fully aware of it. We are okay with it. He has been as engaged as any player the last few months, feverishly trying to recover from the Achilles injury. He's doing great with his rehab. He's been a great source of leadership and a great source of inspiration. We're absolutely okay with it. We miss him because we love him, but he will not be here for these couple of days. Next question. That's it. Instead, he's somehow strangely woven into and almost equivocated it to the Hassan Reddick situation, which is something else the Jets butchered. I don't know. Listen, I am really excited about this season. There is nothing that Robert Saleh can say or do that will quell my enthusiasm. The Jets are loaded, man. The Jets are, if their offensive line is as good as I think a lot of us think it could be, the Jets could, hold on to your steering wheel, the Jets could win like 13 games. The Jets could be one of the absolute titans in the NFL. Because they've got every aspect of football covered. They do. And I think most of you know that. Their roster is really good. And their division, I think they're the most talented team in the division. Bills are going backwards. Dolphins are good, not unbeatable. And the Pats are a doormat. So the prospects to do some serious damage this year are there. That's why I started this show when I said I believe in their talent. I don't believe in their leadership. This was like a gimme putt. You're playing it with your buddies. Hey, 1.5 feet, whatever, inside the leather, tapping with your big Joe, pick it up. Mike, pick it up. Hoff, pick it up. You're good. What'd you get, a 4 or 5? Pick it up. It's good. No, they couldn't even tap in the gimme putt. It rolled around like a toilet bowl, then squirts out. Not in the hole yet. They messed up something that I honestly don't think any other NFL team could mess up to this degree. And it bothers me.
Here's the problem, though, BT. You keep on talking about the leadership. I'm not even sure who's supposed to be the leader on this team, because last year we sat there and Robert Saleh basically bowed down to Aaron Rodgers, who's the person that's not showing up for mandatory camp.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
It is a problem. Because there's several layers and levels to this, I'm almost choosing to just kind of gloss over the fact that Rodgers himself didn't view it as important enough to be here. Like, think about how crazy that is, that what's really important has become secondary. It's all about, this odd presentation, why he's not here, he should be here. Let me be very clear about that. He should be here. I hear a lot of people like on ESPN, guys who played the game, which I understand and I respect that. But, you're trying to create a parallel for Rodgers with the Jets like Rodgers with the Packers. Got news for everybody. And let's be very, very straightforward about this. Let me take a step back. I was going to say something. I'm going to go a different route. The next good thing that Aaron Rodgers actually does for the Jets will be the first thing. That doesn't mean he's done anything bad. I really like the guy. But what has he done? He's done nothing good in play. So, geez, Robert Saleh, man, oh man, can you just listen to us at Florham Park, please? And I know they do. So when I say listen to us, when you're done listening to us, transcribe what we said, put it on a piece of paper, give it to the coach, and please, even if he loosely follows what we say, have him follow what we say. It will be easier. And I know that they listen because I got a text from somebody in the building, first segment yesterday. And I told you that. I did. I got a tip as to where he was. I need a second confirmation. I'm not comfortable going with it. They listen. Jets, don't make it tougher than it needs to be. Coach Saleh, stop talking. You don't have to say anything, dude. Part of your likability is that you are affable, and that's a legitimate compliment. Like, I think people really like Robert Saleh, including me. I don't need to like my head coach. I need to trust my head coach. I need to believe my head coach. And every time, and we'll get to these calls coming up now, 888-808-1019, BT and Sal. Sal is off. Every time there is a little something that flares up, whether it's the stupid T-shirts that I always reference, that really bothers me, bothered, past tense, with Mike White and Zach Wilson, or any other little teeny weeny tiny thing like Wilson being benched and then the Jets telling him reportedly that they'll trade him, and then the Jets saying that, hey, we need you to play, and then the mixed reports that Wilson didn't want to play, like all these basic checkpoints. How the hell is this team supposed to win a Super Bowl if they can't look us in the face and tell us, like a first-rate organization, why their quarterback's not there? It's just, All right, let me get to you guys. Should be interesting. Eddie's in Rockland. Eddie, BT and Sal, minus Sal. What's up, Eddie?
Hey, what's happening, Brendan?
Hey.
Listen, I'm with you, man. This thing, this is supposed to be the year, right? There's you said you heard what the excuse was, but you don't want to say nothing.
No, I'm not. I can't. I got to confirm it. I'm not going to run with it.
Is it more important than a Jets Super Bowl?
No, but apparently it's more important than day one of minicamp because he's not there.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I know.
Excuse more important than a Jets Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be all about this year. And this is the guy who says, well, you better use the first-round draft pick for something I like, and here he is. He's not even here.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on. To be fair, let's not throw everything at Aaron Rodgers' doorstep. I actually don't know that he truly said that. I mean, Because think about this. If the Jets were really and I gave Joe Douglas credit here. I'm always going to be fair. As loud as I get, I'm not just going to look to smash people around. I was saying draft a tight end. I want a Bowers. Now, to me, that's like a win-now move. Maybe a little short-sighted. I also think he's going to be a transcendent type of tight end, so I was okay with it. They went with a lineman who's not even going to play this year, unless somebody goes down. So that was not placating Rodgers. That was actually a move to fortify the future, which I really respect from Joe Douglas, because there's a good chance, well, if they don't win, Joe is absolutely gone. So you would think that somebody whose job is kind of hanging by a thread would do whatever it takes to make sure he's got enough bullets and ammo now to avoid being fired. He didn't. And that's a selfless move, and I really do respect that. But that's independent of all the other stuff. I know he's a great leader. I know he's busting his hump. You should be there in minicamp. I don't care. This is not, doing a few squats in the weight room in Florham Park or doing a couple of, shuttle runs. This is day one of minicamp, man. You start to install some stuff, and he's not there. Tyrod Taylor's taking the reps. 888, I guess better than Zach Wilson, but it ain't Aaron. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal on the Fan, inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Friends of Town Fair remind you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. How about Anthony, who's on Staten Island on the Fan, BT and Sal? Ant, what's happening?
Hey, BT. I'm trying to do the same thing for the first time since Brett Favre. I'm trying to be excited about this team. But I just think Rodgers, I think in a couple of years you're going to hear the former players saying how it was so chaotic with the quarterback on this whole organization.
Yeah.
And I just think Douglas has handed him this whole team, and it's going to be, I'm hoping this is going to be something this year, but I don't see it. Because Salah I'd never liked from day one.
Well, it's not about liking him. I was the opposite. I loved him. I loved what he, at least in theory, represented. This guy's jacked. Think about seeing him on the Niners sidelines. Absolutely yoked. So the exact opposite of like Adam Gase, fierce, physical, outwardly emotional presence. Todd Bowles, who's a good coach, just not here, of course. But I respect Todd a lot. Is a, strong, stout guy. I know he played the game, but he didn't project at least what we thought what this coach would project, Bowles is very inward, just very contemplative, doesn't show you any emotion. And that drove me nuts toward the end. At first, I'm like, okay, it's the anti-Rex. Rex is loud, Bowles is more measured, this will more buttoned up, this should work. But I thought that Salah was the real deal in terms of just the optics and the presence and the energy, and he hasn't hit. That's all there is to it. And there's a lot of coaches who fail early or stumble early who go on to achieve great things, but there's a lot of them. Bill Parcells almost got fired after year one with the New York Giants. You know that if you're an old-time Giant fan, long enough to remember that. But it's the other stuff that you should have a better grasp on by now. Is he going to be an asset in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go and time ticking and everybody screaming and timeouts and, do I punt? Do I go for? I don't know, because the Jets have been so bad that they're rarely in that situation. I can't even tell you if I actually think he's going to be a good coach, like an asset. I can tell you thus far, he has not been a winning, successful coach based on what his record is. I don't know how he's going to react in the fourth quarter because they're usually getting blown out most years, right? I'm not even talking about that. Basic, simple stuff. And they tripped all over themselves yesterday. Let me get Adam in South Jersey. Adam, what's happening, buddy?
South Ferry, Minky, you moved me. I didn't even know I moved.
My bad. I'm all worked up. I'm sorry, buddy. My bad.
You heard me yesterday when
Yes.
I called. I was insane yesterday. I'm a little calmer today. It's funny. I led with my phone call to you yesterday on my podcast last night.
Oh, you did?
My friend talked about it.
There you go.
Yeah, we did. We got deep into it. I gave you guys all the credit. I credited your show. I credited Odyssey. I credited everybody.
Appreciate it. Well, you better. Otherwise, you're getting sued. Thank you.
Damn right. I'm smarter than that. So,
I know. Well, what's up, man? So what are you feeling differently today? Because you were going nuts yesterday. What's happening?
I'm not feeling differently. I'm just calmer about it. It's the lack of accountability, Brandon.
Yep.
There's no accountability from top to bottom. You know, you're right. This shouldn't have been a big deal if it was handled right. And that the problem is that they take the littlest things and they don't know how to handle it. And it looks bad. And Saleh is just, listen, man, some guys are great coordinators and just not head coaches. I'll cite North Turner as the first guy I'm going to talk about with that. Saleh seems to fit in that. He was a great coordinator. I just don't think he has, for lack of a better word, the chutzpah to be a head coach. He doesn't know how to draw the line, when to be a disciplinarian and when to be the friend. He doesn't know when to hold somebody accountable and put their feet to the fire and when to make sure something gets brushed under the rug that shouldn't be a big deal. Everything is an issue.
Yep.
And this is why I'm scared about him in the season, Brandon.
Me too.
Because with everything, you know how it is. We're going to get to a tight game. This team should personnel-wise be good, right? They should be. Now we're going to get in a tight game at the end of the season. Maybe, we got 11 wins and we're trying to get the division. And I don't trust him to not choke on it. I just don't.
Well, Adam, think about this. Adam, think about this. That's one aspect, and I don't disagree. And thanks for the call. The other thing is there's probably going to be, just because it's New York, and I don't want to say just because it's the Jets, but, New York, fishbowl, guys wanting new contracts eventually before, Garrett Wilson, Sauce. There's going to be, forget about on the field, there's going to be an off-the-field flare-up. How's he handle that? I mean, you show me a Super Bowl champion that has had zero resistance along the way, and I'll show you a team that just doesn't exist. I mean, there's going to be a dire circumstance or two. That's at the most optimal level if things go well, whether it's a devastating injury or, something off the field, as I alluded to. So if you can't even deal with this, and he fumbled immediately. As soon as the quarterback gave him the ball to start the season, he put it on the turf. And so did Joe Douglas, pretending to Hassan Reddick. Well, we have a plan. We knew this, and this was expected. Well, guess what? It's the exact opposite. So, I don't understand how that's possibly good. And I'm telling you, spare me the I'm overreacting stuff. Nonsense. Aaron Rodgers, it would be like Juan Soto before he saw a pitch in the batter's box for the Yankees. Taking things for granted, whatever. And Yankee fans saying, yeah, that's okay, that's cool. Yeah, he won the championship for the Nationals, not the Yankees. And I believe that there are certain things that are transferable from previous teams, but certain things that are not. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt last year and he flings 31 touchdowns and 9 picks and he elevates a young Jets team and he's not at minicamp, do I love it? No, I don't love it. Maybe I'm old school like that. I'm sorry. I don't love it, but I can accept it a little bit more. He had something. Think about this in literal terms. The Jets are trying to win for the first time since 1969, okay? And their quarterback, who did nothing last year, I know I keep saying that, literally did nothing, okay, thought it was more important to be somewhere else that is higher, at least for today and yesterday and tomorrow, on the scale of importance than being the quarterback of the New York Jets. Now, if you're okay with that, that's fine. I'm not. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal on the Fan.